Intruder, identify yourself.
I thought I'd do a 1,000 subscribers special. I'm a little bit late on that, but this one has been asked for a lot. A true full guide just on balloons. In all except the last attack, I could have gone for 2 stars, but I only took 1 star in all but one of them. Basically, I was either playing it safe or just farming. If you see bases like this with expos down, single target infernos, definitely go for the 2 star if you're trophy pushing. Basically, you're going to want to start out by just practicing. You're going to fail a lot. Failing is the best way to learn. Eventually, you'll get used to how many balloons each area will take. And depending on what you're deploying into, it depends on how you're going to put out the balloons, what type of formation. The first and foremost thing is you don't want to go deploying a big block of balloons straight into wizard towers. Wizard towers will wreck them in a couple hits. It'll take a while, but just think about this. The more balloons you have in one spot, the more damage the wizard tower is putting out. So you want to sort of spread more of a line there and only have 3 directly over the wizard tower, maybe 2, depending on what's around it. If you're deploying just into archer towers and air defense, you can just deploy a straight just pile of balloons, as long as they're not going to go into a wizard tower. Part of the practice is learning how your balloons will path through all the defenses. You got to look at what defenses are closest to each other. You're going to want to remember that walls count as a space. So if there's something over a wall or something right next to it, they're going to move right next to it rather than over the wall and go away from the wall, and you're never going to get to the thing on the other side of the wall. So you're going to want to look ahead and see where your balloons are going to go, because you probably won't be able to get to the air defense, which is your main target, air defense and wizard towers, right off the bat. They're normally not right at the edge. Sometimes they are. So you're going to want to try and place your balloons in the way that they're going to just move to those types of towers. And if they're moving towards the wizard towers, you don't want too many of them moving all on one spot. That's going to take a fair amount of practice. You're going to have to get used to it. Also, if you deploy to the left or the right of a building on the outside, it'll help you get your balloons to go either left or right later on in the attack. Because if there's 2 things equal distant from the tower you're destroying at first, if you deploy to the left, they're probably going to go towards the thing that's equal distance to the left, even though they look like they're directly over top of the first thing you're attacking. They're going to be more likely to move to the left one. If you want them to path left, you do that. Try and deploy them a little to the right of the first tower if you want them to path to the right later on. And if you want them to split up, actually deploy a small line over the first tower, and you'll get some of your balloons going to the left, some of your balloons going to the right. The next thing I want to touch on is the deployment of the rages. You're not going to want to use heal anymore now that Infernos pretty much cancel out the healing. That means you can only use them effectively on wizard towers that are out of range of Infernos, and you're not always going to see that. Basically, the main purpose of the rage, as far as balloons go, is not so much damage. I mean, under a rage spell, if there's 4 buildings all right in one compartment and the balloon goes straight over one and you have like 5 balloons and they all drop at once, you'll destroy all 4 buildings in that one compartment. But mainly it's for the movement speed increase. As you can see here, I used a heal because this was before Infernos stopped healing. Balloons are fairly similar to hogs because they're things that ignore walls and go for the defenses, but they're incredibly slow. You need that rage to increase their speed. So even if your rage barely covers any buildings, if it helps you traverse a really long distance, like you have to fly over army camps to get at an air defense, you drop that rage spell on the army camps with the edge on the air defense, not just all on the air defense, because you're going to kill that air defense in 2 bombs, so you're probably going to have multiple balloons, so it's going to be just 1 hit on the air defense. So you don't really need the rage for the damage as far as balloons go. As far as rage for damage, that's when it's for your minions and your dragon or whatever you carry in your clan castle. Or even your heroes if you're using heroes to clean up. Also, a good thing to remember is the fall damage from balloons. You can actually use that to kill clan castle troops. So if you ever want to get rid of some clan castle troops, you can always, if you don't have a lightning or don't want to use a lightning, you can always just bring them over near a defense and drop a balloon a little past the clan troops and have them in between the balloon and its target defense. And they'll kill the balloon directly above them. It'll fall down and do 196 damage. It won't one-shot level 6 wizards, but it'll one-shot just about every other small troop. Now for the deployment of minions. Basically, it all depends on the base. If you want to go for the town hall, you're probably gonna want to just deploy like 90% of your minions in a wave a couple spaces behind your balloons. You don't want them close enough that when the balloons find an air bomb that minions get killed along with balloons taking damage, but you want them there just behind your balloons to support your balloons. So you gotta practice with that too, just seeing what the right distance is. As you can see, half that rage is on the grass. That's perfectly fine. You want it to move in quick to get that air defense there. And your clan castle can either be used to clean up or to go for the town hall. That's basically the use of it. Same with the heroes. If you clear a path to the town hall, you can get your heroes to probably go for the town hall, which is what I've seen some people do. Personally, I mainly just go for the 50%, sometimes get a 2-star. I use less balloons than most people, much faster build. Some people use 32 or more balloons. I think that's just too many. It's too much risk. If you screw up, you can't, clean up the extra buildings to get a 50% because you don't have enough minions. Basically, I use 16 for farming, 20 for farming and pushing at the same time, and 24 for just pure pushing. I don't really keep any in my clan castle normally. Sometimes I do. But mostly I just keep a dragon and some minions in there. The dragon's just for variety, in case I want to clean up buildings, but they're next to wizard towers or multi-target infernos. I don't want a clan castle full of minions. But it's all on preference at that point. Each base is going to be different, whether you're going to just go for the picking off the buildings or if you're going to deploy, lines of balloons, maybe lines and clumps depending on what they're going to move through. Or if you're just going to pick off the archer towers and the wizard towers and take your 50%, you really got to just get some experience with it just to get a feel for what you need to deploy where, what you can and can't do with balloons and minions. Like with a base like this with 2 upward-facing expos, 4 wizard towers in the core, and 2 multi-infernos, there is absolutely 0 chance to get the 2-star for this one. You also got to remember how many hits minions take from different defenses. Level 11 or below archer tower will take 2 hits to kill a minion. A level 12 archer tower will always 1-hit the minions. Wizard towers will 2-hit the minions, except level 6 and below wizard towers take 3 hits to kill a level 6 minion. If you're using level 5 minions, they'll still 2-hit them. Air defense are going to kill balloons in 2 hits unless they're, I forget whether it's level 5 or level 6. Air defense kill level 6 balloons in 3 hits. But level 7 and 8 air defense will always 2-shot your balloons. And heal spells are useless against air defense. Air defense have just, damage per second is just way too high. Those are the main points of balloons. It's tricky to get right at first, but you'll get the hang of it. Thanks for watching.